Hey guys. Oh no. Oh no. Can I use this for a commercial? Good, later. Today, I'm going to show you how I put together a muck bucket for an indoor pond. I brought the rice fish in for the winter. I knew they would survive the winter. Actually, some did survive the winter. It went down to 42 degrees in my pond. One of the ponds actually ended up with over an inch of ice on the top. The rice fish still survived in that, but I didn't want to go out there in the middle of the winter when Robert would text me, Dean, you got any more rice fish? Dean, you got any more rice fish? I thought, okay, why don't I set up something indoors? I could put like 50 in this one, 50 in this one. This is what it actually looks like on the outside. On the inside, it basically has a pre-filter sponge from the co-op right there. And that does become the biological filter. But I actually like this because it gives you the flow. This you could take off anytime and squeeze it out, clean it. This is the finished product. There is a rhyme to this reason why I put a union here. It's for two reasons. One, to clean the air stone, which comes down from here. And the other is to get that nice tight fitting right here. And these are called muck buckets. They're $8 to $10 at your local hardware store. So here we go. First, we need a hole in this muck bucket. I'm going to put it up high enough where this is off the bottom, where I can put the bulkhead through there and create a fitting. And I kind of like to put it perpendicular to the handles. I just do that with my eye. That looks good. I'm going to guess that's about 3.5 inches up. I had a tape measure here earlier. Did you steal it, Jimmy? No, I know it was here.
It was that guy.
I'm sitting on it. I'm sitting on it.
So hot.
What's the temperature right now in here?
95.4.
It is the hottest day of the year. Oh, and I'm sure it's hotter everywhere, but you know what?
Our state doesn't have AC.
Yeah.
We don't deal with heat like that, you know? Very few tools. You do need I'm using a 1-inch bulkhead. You could use a 3/4, you could use a half. There is a rhyme to my reason for using a 1. This pre-filter happens to fit over 1-inch PVC really well. And that way, I don't have to mess with...
By design.
By design, right. So let's just drill a hole here. Okay, I can't get it. There we go. How about that? Oh, honey, 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 honey. I'll vacuum. I'll vacuum later. Where are we, Jimmy?
In his living room.
In my living room.
Look at the beautiful outdoors.
I like to clean that up just a little bit. 1-inch bulkhead slip by slip. So I just put this on. Tighten it down good and tight. Grab your pliers and tighten it really tight later. That's the hard part right there. Your next step is a 1-inch by 3/4 inch slip elbow. My trusty cutters. By the way, I never had any of these cutters like this until I had a fish room. So this is going to go on here like that, like that. Of course, that would have been a glued fitting. And then we need our trusty piece of 3/4 inch and your union. Now, what makes a union is it's 2 pieces. So this will go together. Once it's tight, it'll be sealed. I like to put the sealing part of the union on the bottom. Don't ask me why, I just do.
I know why.
Why?
So that way the gasket never falls out from the top.
There you go. That's a good reason. I'm sure that wasn't my reason, but I couldn't tell you why. So there's the union. Or maybe it's so this won't fall out from the bottom.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Either way, yeah. So I'm looking right here at where I want that to bend. And I'm kind of guessing like right in here. I'm going to put a mark with my Sharpie at where I think the middle of the bend should be. Right there. How do we bend the PVC? We're going to go in the kitchen and cook some PVC.
I'm glad we picked the hottest day of the year to melt things over the stove.
And actually, you're right, because this would normally be used in the winter, not now, right?
Yep.
So
I still think it's a good summer pond, little mini summer pond too, like
it could
on
be.
a patio or a deck. Like if you're in an apartment, this is the perfect thing for an apartment.
I agree. So I just used some blue tape.
Are those for Band-Aids when you cut yourself?
You always cut towards your thumb, because if you miss, you cut your thumb, and then you know next time.
Oh, okay.
No, they're to seal it. I go a piece and a piece crisscross. And this is ordinary, cheap table salt. Do I have a container? Maybe.
You're a chef.
Yeah, but I don't cook with that salt.
What salt do you cook with?
Kosher salt. This salt. I buy this just to bend PVC with.
All right.
So it's $1.17 or something like that. Use a funnel, and I do this over the sink because I don't like messing up my floor.
Is there a reason you use the salt instead of sand?
There's always a reason for my madness.
Except for the union?
The union too. I just packing the salt down.
I just want to know if that was like a perfect amount of salt or not. Nope.
No, it's close, see?
It is close. It is close.
No, I've used this salt for so many I use the salt over and over and over again. So we're full up with salt. Tape the other end. And
By the way, Blue's painter's tape is Dean's duct tape. He does everything. Everybody you've ever seen, he's got a roll of blue painter's
gotta
tape
have
with him.
blue painter tape. I actually like the green frog tape a little bit better.
It's like $400.
But it's
it's twice as much.
3 times as much. The apex of the bend is right here.
That's too fancy of a word for me.
I don't even know if that is a word. I have to have the muck bucket here. All right. So the key to bending this is I turn the burner on. Why are we turning the burner on a day that it's...
Yeah.
How hot is it now, Jimmy?
92.3.
So I got my burner on. Now, this will work on an electric burner, a gas burner. You could use a heat gun, which I have done in the past. It'll work over your barbecue. All you need to do is get this pliable. And boiling water won't work either. So I'm looking at the middle. I kind of keep that over the middle of the flame. You're going to have to heat an area about that far each side to make the bend. I just slowly rotate. Burn my fingers. Why am I doing this? That's really hot. Check it every so often. You want it really pliable before you make the bend. I have used fine sand before, but what I find is when you actually make the bend, the plastic gets so soft that the sand impregnates itself into the plastic and leaves a rough surface on the inside.
Yeah,
Where salt, you can run some water through it,
that makes sense.
and it does. Now you see how this is getting pliable now?
Yeah, getting a little...
That's not enough. If you bend it now, you won't have a good bend. You need to get it really pliable. At the same time, you don't want to blister it. That's a no-no. Almost there. Okay, here we go. I can't stick it in because there's tape, but I can stick it down. And we know we want it bent like right about there. So then I hold it and I burn my fingers. Put the water on cold. And you freeze the bend. Before it's completely frozen, we're going to go and test fit it again. Looks like about where I want it.
What a champion.
Now I got to completely cool that. And for you guys that live on water restricted areas, I'm sorry. I'm wasting water, yes. I'm sorry. I tap it a little bit because it does get firm up in there. Oh, by the way, voice of experience. If you don't tap it and make sure you loosen this, and then you take it in the living room and cut it later and there's salt that has caked in there, you end up with a mess. So, voice of experience. So now, we're going to test fit this in there, and then we're going to decide where we want to cut this. So I'm a little bit high, but most of that is because my joints aren't tight together yet. I'll never get that off. So this is kind of what we want, and then we have to decide where we're going to cut here. What I did is I figured my water level would be about 1.5 inches down, so I tried to cut about 1 inch down, and I tried to make that cut at an angle across here. Sorry, was that you, Jimmy?
It's okay.
Honey, I will vacuum the floor. Clean up these edges a little bit. And we're missing one thing, right, Jimmy?
What is it?
How we get air down there?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't bring the one tool I need. Don't go away. So we need some Airline. We need an air valve. If you guys don't have this super roll of Aquarium Co-op black Airline tubing, everybody that has 4 or more fish tanks should have this roll. We're going to shove this through a hole, so cut it at a really, really sharp angle first. So let's try 3/16 hole. I start with it kind of straight in, and I'm going to tip the drill up a little bit as I go. The hole is above water level, so it's not like down here. Yeah. No, I don't think that's big enough. We'll see. Obviously, we can shove this and shove it and shove it, but we need it all the way down there. So I've done this a little bit different in the past. I start the other way and I try to arrange for it to hit the hole. Glasses. Yeah, I need glasses. So about there. Like so. See that?
I was going to say that's impossible.
See that?
Yeah, he did it all like fast.
Yeah.
See that?
That seems way harder.
Now you just grab it and it's sealed tight, and it is going to take some effort to pull this through. But you want it sealed tight. Sometimes I amaze myself. This is Zis, right?
Yeah.
The Zis Airstone works great in this case. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a forever Airstone.
Never clogged.
Never
So
clogged.
you don't have to.
Now, I want the Airstone to basically be right in here at the bottom of it. Not all the way to the bottom, so I can adjust that just by pulling it a little bit. So it's going to sit right about there. That's going to give me the maximum amount of lift. We are set to go.
Dean, why didn't you just use an elbow at the top of that? Why did you spend the time bending it?
Because I'm cool. That is a valid question. You could do this with, I would go 45s or elbows, but what looks cooler?
It's not even cooler. It will flow faster.
This will flow a lot faster. There's no brakes.
There's no corners. It's only curve.
Should we build the inside thing just so people know how it's done?
Yeah, you know how to finish it.
Okay. Aquarium Co-op pre-filter. What size is this? Large size, right?
Large, yep.
Okay. Best size to use for this is the large size. We want it to sit in here just like so. And I want to be able to pull it off, squeeze it out to clean it. I'm going to push it on a piece of pipe, and then I know that it can go into that fitting about 3/4 of an inch. Now the first thing everybody's going to say is, well, this is only going to draw water from here if I put it in there. But that's what the drill is for. And this is where I could actually really get into trouble if I'm not careful. So I'm just going to drill a series of holes. Remember, that's going to go in 3/4. Don't drill your fingers. It hurts. How about this, Jimmy? Watch this one. Is that cool? And then let's go back to our bucket. Now it'll draw water everywhere. Now we could fill it. I believe these are called 18 gallons. I figured they hold about 15 gallons of water. For me, it was perfect for put about 50 rice fish in each one. And I think I had 3 going at one time. So that basically covered Robert for almost 3 months. And then I did have to go back outside eventually and get more. So I'm going to say under 25 bucks if you shop carefully. 50 bucks and a plane ticket if you want me to come and do it for you.